Well, hey, you guys, how are ya?
Hey, Sharon. Hi, Kelly.
Sharon, you
Hi.
finally sound unsick.
I know, isn't it fun?
Yeah. Yeah.
Woo!
Might
So
be
are we good?
redefining fun.
Are we good?
Yeah, we're good. There's a lingering need to clear my throat, and yet there's nothing in my throat to clear, so that's kind of annoying because it's not good for your voice to make that sound of.
Yeah.
But you know what it feels like you have to clear your throat, but it's gross. But there's nothing to clear.
Mm-hmm.
It's annoying. So that's the worst of it. Deb, on the other hand, has got walking pneumonia, which is just a fun side effect of all the COVID stuff that spilled into. She has athletic induced asthma, so that tripped up and super fun.
Isn't it crazy how certain people either kind of get through COVID like okay or fairly well, and then others, for whatever reason, like do not? Like one of our friends got it about 2 weeks ago, and she is not good. Like she is
Really?
still not good. She's still having headaches. She got dizzy. Like it's not, her energy is still crap. Like it's not good. She's not over it.
One of my big worries was one of the side effects was possibly losing your sense of smell and sense of taste. I'm like, I can't have that.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for anybody that happens to. So and I didn't lose my appetite at all. Because sometimes when you get sick, you can lose 5 pounds.
Yeah.
That would have been great. It didn't happen though. But we were eating like sharp cheeses and like bold flavor this just to make sure that everything was stimulated. With that in mind, I was introduced by my co-host, Jay, to what is it called? Spicy dill almonds.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, because you're like, why would I do that? Until you take some and you're like, that's exactly why I would do that. They're so good. Crazy good. Made by Blue Diamond.
Oh, I love the Blue Diamond almonds. Yeah.
I drink the Blue Diamond almond milk.
You know what's crazy is so my mom and I have an addiction to the Blue Diamond like almonds. Like I forget which ones we get, but anyways, something that's good. And so every Christmas we basically just get each other the same, like for our stocking, like she gets me one and I get her one. And they've gotten quite pricey. Like here in Canada,
Yes,
they're like
they
eight
are.
something, you know?
Yeah. Well, this bag is like a foot high, probably like at least 2 pounds, let's say. And it was $16.99.
And where did we get this?
We got this at Costco.
Oh, very nice. For that.
Yeah, delicious.
By the way, also at Costco, and maybe you guys have seen this, and not that our show is a cooking show, but so
We're
for
hungry.
like when I was a kid, I think it was Humpty Dumpty, like used to have really good ketchup chips. Do you remember those, Sharon? Like
yes,
they were because remember the Hostess? It's like a different, and it was like a different flavor, and that was not my flavor. But Humpty Dumpty had like a really good ketchup chip. That was my jam for years. For whatever reason, they got rid of it. Miss Vicky's has now come out with the ketchup. Have you tried them?
Oh, I have not.
Sharona, I got them at Costco this weekend, and I was like, it was funny because it wasn't even my choice, because I've been let down by many ketchup chips over the past.
Yeah.
And so I just gave up. I'm like, I'm not buying ketchup chips. Like, it's just not what it was. But better half was like, let's just try. And this was a chancy try because it's a big bag, right? From Costco.
Yeah. Oh my God.
We've gotten
the size of your
most
torso.
Yeah, exactly.
It's huge.
It's like carrying a toddler.
Yeah.
And so, but that you have to, and Adam, you have to. So I think it's like it's Miss Vicky's. It's obviously it's like spicy ketchup or something.
Oh, it's a spicy one.
Spicy sweet ketchup, something like that.
Oh, I will. Nice. I will get in on that because they also do a spicy dill. It's all about the spicy dill.
Yeah.
But yeah, interesting. I think ketchup chips is a Canadian thing.
Oh, is it?
I don't know that it's available or even a thing in the States. But maybe it is. So if there's anybody listening that is down with the ketchup chips and can get them in the States, let us know.
Yeah.
Or if our friends in Australia and New Zealand like the ketchup chips, let us know. It would be a nice reason to visit Canada.
Yeah.
Canada.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk. How about the show?
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
How about 90s now? like right now. We're actually going to tell you which artist's fire comes from a place of survival. We've also got the story of another icon who, through all her success, has always gravitated back to music. Jodie Swanson recently shared her gratitude for how The love was in Full House and how it will always be that way. Also, a couple of surprising facts with regard to Jodie Sweetin, at least one. Kelly's Trivia will be coming at you along with a 90s rewind that'll take us back 30 years. Bonkers. But you know what? We're going to start with some news that basically qualifies that if we wish for it on 90s now, that it will happen. Remember, we were just talking about how we wanted to get some kind of a farewell to honor George Michael.
Mm-hmm.
June 22nd, we're getting it.
Yes.
Oh,
It spoke to the heavens.
yeah. We did. And George said, yeah, it's coming. Thanks for being patient. It's going to be huge. June 22nd, George Michael, Freedom Uncut. And he had been working on this documentary right up until just before he passed. So the official description of this that we are very excited for is George offers up an open and honest look at the two sides of life, his very public journey in his music career, and also his personal life, a side cameras never truly saw. Who's excited?
Me.
Me too.
I love him so much. Good. Every time I see a picture of him, like I literally like there's love and verklempt all on the same.
Yeah.
Cause like I follow him, I follow him. His Instagram account is still happening. Like his team still keeps that going. And like, I'm always gleeful when they put like a throwback or a whatever, but then it's always just like, oh, there he is. And I'm like, oh yeah. Cause it's like a reminder every time that like he's not here. And it's funny cause there's many other artists that have passed away that, you know, I'm sad about, but it's always a gut punch, always with him.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. The fun, I don't think it's cameos. I think the people that participated in George Michael, Freedom Uncut, a long list of celebrities that include the supermodels that he worked with in the video for Freedom. Oh my gosh, like huge stars. And Stevie Wonder and Elton John and Nile Rodgers, Mary J. Blige, who we're going to talk about in a little bit. Liam Gallagher, even Ricky Gervais is a part of this, which is really cool. I just think it's neat when someone as mouthy as a Liam Gallagher is in his life and with his music, and he's got the moxie to back up anything that he says. He's just that guy that he'll give you his opinion whether or not you ask for it, and it's, you know, it's founded because it's his. But when he has something good to say about an artist like George Michael, I think it's a qualifying participant just because of where he comes from musically, but you know, it's artist respect for another artist, which I fully appreciate. So June 22nd in theaters. So not just something that we'll watch on a device or our TV or whatever. We can do that, I think, eventually, but the fact that we'll get George Michael on the big screen, I think it's going to be so good.
And his birthday is June 25th. So they're all obviously timing this out for that. So
yeah.
But it's crazy that you mentioned Liam because like I would have never thought he would have something good to say about George. So this is great news.
And I think he was a part of that other documentary.
Was he?
I think so. There was quite a few people that had participated in that too. And I think he, like, it's undeniable to talk about George Michael's songwriting. You can't deny the emotion that's in it. It's there, and the way he conveys the stuff, it's just like, it's transportive. So it's very exciting. So
what's also exciting,
June 25th, how old would he be? Would he be 60?
I think he was born in 63.
Okay,
so that
59,
that like 59,
because it just dawned on me that he was 53 when he passed.
Yeah, and that was 2016.
Yeah, so plus 6. Yeah. That's math. Anyways, I think selfishly I was relating it to the fact that I am 53. It's one of those things that you attach like, oh my God, I'm that age. I'm fine though.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic. So let's rush through the show just to be sure.
Yeah.
You ready to line it up, Kel, for Kelly's Trivia?
Always.
90s. Now, trivia.
Bing bong.
You're a
You know what I just
bong.
realized? I don't think you can see this, and I don't want you to see the answers, but this card is blue and it has like a little bit of pink on it, and this one's pink and has a little bit of blue on it. So it's like matchy matchy. Anyways,
Complimentary
That's good.
cards.
yeah.
Very nice.
So I'm going to start with a deep question, if you will, from news and politics of the 90s.
Okay.
In 1990, Adam was minus 4 years old at that point. Which European country reunified East and West after 45 years of separate rule?
Sharon.
Did you both say it at the same time?
We did.
Can I please have Adam answer this first? Sharon?
Yes, you should.
Yes.
I'll go with Germany.
Adam! Good job, bud.
Thank you. I'm surprised you're surprised I know this.
Because you were minus 4 years old.
I did go to school though
Yeah.
after the 90s where they actually teach you about the 90s. So
What? When
They
I was
didn't
in
teach me
school,
about
they
the
didn't
90s
teach
when
us
I was
about the
in school.
90s. That's so funny. Isn't it amazing? Kelly has that tone of like, you did it. That's such a great big feat. You silly
That
little
just goes to show
boy.
you that I went to school before the 90s or like in it. And so they didn't care to revisit what had happened in the 90s when I was still in school.
well, it's a big
Yeah.
part of history, right?
Yeah, that was huge.
Yeah.
Adam,
So
I'm
kind.
so proud of you.
Anything to make you proud, Kelly.
The only thing that would be better is if you wore that green shirt that looks like carpeting from grass on it. Next week, Adam, next
If you
week.
say it like that, it sounds horrible.
Yeah, it's true. Can you wear that grassy shirt
Yeah.
again?
All right, question number 2. In 1992, what fashion label was Marc Jacobs fired from?
Sharon?
Go, Sharon.
Calvin Klein?
No.
Oh, well.
Come on, scholarly Adam.
I'll go with I don't know, Dior.
I got one.
Well, that's a good guess, but no. Sharon, I think will go, oh yeah, when I tell her Perry
Tommy Hilfiger.
Ellis.
Perry Ellis, right.
Mhm.
Terry who?
Perry LSP. Perry.
Perry Ellis. I've never heard of
I
Perry
feel like
Ellis.
my dad, even though I think Perry Ellis is long since perished, I believe, because I think it was a real person. My dad, I think, still purchases the ties of the Perry Ellis line.
Nice.
When I say dad, I mean my mother who buys them. for him.
Good one.
Yeah.
I never heard of Perry Ellis. See, now you're teaching me stuff.
That's because Marc Jacobs stole his thunder when he
Yeah.
left.
When he was fired.
Oh, sorry. Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
What did he
Hey.
do?
You can't fire me. I quit.
I don't know, but then didn't he go on? Like Marc Jacobs is still around. Does he have his own line now? I can't remember, but he's like a dude.
He's like a dude.
Yeah. Yeah. He
Where
where did he go, Sharon? Was it
Didn't he start the store Jacob?
was it? No, I think
No.
you're lying.
I'm totally lying.
She said it with conviction.
All right. You guys want to talk survival?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, you cannot be Mariah and not have the strength that it takes to survive. That's one thing that we have known from the start, actually. So we wouldn't need to watch anything that would have to describe that as one of her traits. But as the subject of the new master class that we could take if we wanted to learn how to be the best version of our own individual Mariahs, Mariah Carey gives great insight on songwriting and performing and how to tie life experiences all together in that whole package. So I think that would be super cool to watch. The fact that her mom is, we know also that she's classically trained. She went to Juilliard. She was an opera singer. But what Mariah Carey describes is that, like her mother being that, was the closest thing that she ever got to music lessons as a kid. So the fact that she sat in on jam sessions when her mom's friends came over was her extended education in music. But she describes, and I love this line, she said, it was moments like that, as well as my love and obsession with the radio that helped her formation, which I think is super cool. And I think a lot of people have that early connection with music through the radio because that's where you got it. Free service. Here it is. You know, the only thing you have to do to pay for it is listen to commercials. Big deal. And I've actually had a couple of different conversations in the past week of people talking about making mixtapes from the radio, waiting with their hands on the play and record button to see what was going to happen. And then, you know, trying to become a master mixer, that kind of thing. Anyway, so obviously we can align ourselves with Mariah in that regard. She also said that she feels that her creativity and inspiration have always come from a place of having to survive. She said it's a difficult thing to teach, and that's why this masterclass is different. So, way to sell it, Mariah. There's a bunch of them where I'm like, I could watch that, but I think it's kind of an expensive membership to have.
It is. I don't remember what it was, but we got like a 2-for-1 deal when we bought one for the Better Half's mom like 2 years ago. And I was very sad to find out, because like when I found out about Mariah, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna like, I was like ready to watch. And then she's like, our subscription is over. I'm like,
and you get like it's an all-inclusive sort of thing, right? Like you can watch as many as you want within that time.
Yeah,
right?
I don't think like as of the time that we did it, I don't think you can pick and choose. So I don't know if that's been, because I would love to just go pay like $20 to watch Mariah. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep.
Because they are good. Like I watched the Timbaland one, but it's like a commitment. Like you really, because they're all in these like, like steps. And I think even the Timbaland one, I want to feel like he had 10 lessons. Like it.
Oh, wow.
Like there's a lot. So it's amazing because you're super into it, but you have to be willing to be into super all of them, like into it. You know what I mean? Because I think I want to say it was over $200. Like I'm not sure, but I think it was like.
Someone sent me a link saying, oh, here's like, it's like a free trial. Like a friend sends you that and you have access for a certain amount of time, but you have to sign in with your credit card. And then after that time, you're charged.
Yeah.
So if you forget, they charge you.
Yeah.
Otherwise it's free. If you remember, it's free. But I get so like, I'm not going to remember. So it takes the enjoyment out of it.
Just put a reminder in your phone to cancel the subscription.
That's what I do, Sharon.
I should just hire you guys.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you, with this new job that I have at the radio station, I often talk to my watch. I'm like, hey Siri, remind me to do this on April 26th or whatever, because there's so many things that I used to be able to just remember everything, and now I can't. So I've never seen so many reminders in my phone than in the last 5 months. Like honest to God, like it's bananas.
Oh, wow.
But if you have that and you have an iPhone like me, so it'll just like, even if you were to save yourself by setting it 3 days early, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like then you'd really be safe, kind of thing.
I should just get out of my own way. Why am I creating blocks for myself?
Yeah.
Hurdles. I'm hurdling enjoyment. I'll get back to you.
Okay.
So if we were to go from one icon to another, we would go from Mariah. And then since we already know that Mary J. Blige is a part of the new George Michael doc, which again is coming in June, she's also now being recognized for being exactly what she is, an icon. Kel, when's that going to happen?
I believe is it May 15th? I'm forgetting the date, but I want to say May.
Is that?
So I'm ecstatic for her, because it's about time. Like she should have probably even got this 5 years ago, but the fact that she's going to be awarded the Icon Award, I can't imagine, or I shouldn't say, I'm super excited to see who they will have present for her.
Yeah.
Like to her, like, will it be, Doja Cat? Like, who is it going to be that they're going to, because they usually pick the youngins to do, because I think too, when Janet got it, I think it was the Billboard one in like 2001. It was the first one they did. Like it was Pink and Usher.
Oh yeah.
And Maya that presented to her.
Wow.
And I'm pretty sure that was the Billboard one. And yeah, so it'll be interesting to see. Like, I feel like they'll probably get a Doja Cat. I just don't know who the other two might be,
Was Doja Cat the one at the award show recently that came running in from the bathroom?
Yes.
Yep. She's the one.
Yeah. She was colorful in her language.
That's
she
one
was,
way
especially at the Grammys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anywho, back to Mary J. So May 15th is the date. She says she's humbled by the honor. And when she talks about all the twists and turns of her obviously huge career, that she's always gravitating back to music, which is her first love. So again, May 15th, tying it into Mariah, she got hers just 3 years ago in 2019. So we have something to look forward to, something fun to watch with the Billboard Awards coming in just a few weeks.
I also might have mistaken the Billboard for the MTV Icon. That might have been what Janet got in 2001. Anyways, they're all the same.
Oh, I think you're right. The Video Vanguard, wasn't it?
Maybe. Yeah, like she's gotten them all pretty much at this point. So
that's true.
Sometimes too, I feel like they finally realize like, ooh, we need to honor so and so. And so it's like We
And
better get on that. So
it was the MTV Icon Award that Janet got. She was the first one to get it in
okay.
2001.
Right on.
Then
I think
Ariel Smith,
Metallica.
Metallica, and The Cure followed.
yeah, that's it. Yeah. When she marched in, I think she was escorted on stage, I think, with Andre 3000 from Outkast.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they played the song like Miss Jackson.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, that was cool.
Was he wearing a shirt?
Probably not.
Okay.
Hard to say.
Questions that derail the show.
Yeah.
Was he wearing a shirt?
Yeah.
Let's talk Jodie Sweetin.
Yep.
She did an interview with a podcast recently and got to talk about how much love there was in the Full House experience. Actually, how much love there still is in that experience. Talking about Bob Saget and his passing and what he meant to her, what his family meant to her family, and how it all kind of blended. She said, "It was just a family unit. I'm so incredibly grateful for it because I just gained this huge family of people that I know love me no matter what." She says, whatever happens, our differences or whatever, we just genuinely love each other. And no matter what happens, we'll always show up for each other. So that's a nice thing. Here's a fun fact about Jodie Sweetin. She's 40.
Isn't that crazy?
It is like, I know that she's 40. It makes complete sense.
Mhm.
But in, aligned with like thinking of Full House, I'm like, she's 10.
Yeah.
She's not 10. She's
Doesn't
40.
she have a
And-
daughter too that just turned like 16 or 12?
Yeah,
One of
and
those. I
she's-
think that was 16.
She's also doing that show, whose
Oh
name
yeah,
I can't
Beyond the
remember.
Edge or
Yeah. Where
Yeah.
she's out in the jungle trying to.
Oh yeah, that plays right after
Survive.
Survivor, right?
Yeah, it's weird because it's very Survivor-esque, and
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they are related. I'm pretty sure they are because of how similar the shows are. The guy that is the Jeff Probst of that show
Yeah.
wears I know it's not an ascot, and I'm sure it's something about keeping bugs away, but he's got this very deep voice and he speaks in slow motion. In contrast to these dirty celebrities who've been trying to live in the jungle for however long. Anyway, so Jodie Sweetin is 40 and somewhat you got her survival instincts intact. But the other thing that this interview was conducted on a podcast hosted by Olivia Jade.
Oh,
Yes, we know this name because she is the real life daughter of Lori Loughlin, who was on Full House.
mhm.
I'm not sure if Olivia Jade is still a student, but we do remember that her parents broke the law to get her into school, and then they had to do some time because of that. So here's to education.
I will give a shout out to I believe it was both John Stamos and Bob Saget who never threw Lori under the bus. Like when all that was happening, like they didn't comment much, but they said like they support her, they love her, and which I thought was great.
Yeah. She did enough throwing her own self under the bus
Yeah.
about pretending
you know
like she
how,
didn't
like, a
do
lot
what
of
she
people-
did.
A lot of people would try to distance themselves hardcore. Like even Lori, like she got kicked off that show, right? Like the heart calls, or when the
Oh yeah.
yeah, because she's on that with Jack Wagner, I think.
Wow.
And so she got, taken off that. She wasn't obviously brought back for Full House stuff, right? Or Fuller House stuff.
Yep.
But it's cool when your co-star, or like they didn't just, I don't think they commented much, but they,
Mm-hmm.
because like I'm sure she is a lovely person. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm sure she's a delight.
Yeah.
And she's committed to her children, obviously.
yeah. If you're creating fake rowing pictures.
Yeah, oh my gosh. It's nice to get good at Photoshop, I guess.
Yeah.
But the fact that like there's audio footage of her daughter saying, "Yeah, I'm not really into school."
Yeah.
Like after her mother has like broken her back, and again the law to get her into school. It's privilege.
Yeah.
Acting privileged, which is, karma gets you.
Unfortunate to say the least.
Oh, it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I guess sort of weird to watch at the same time too. You guys ready for a 90s rewind?
Let's do it.
Yeah, go ahead, Sharon.
All right. 30 years ago.
Oh.
It's almost as alarming as Jodie Sweetin being 40. 1992. Actually, this was the year that saw more chart success for a song that came from the 70s. When Wayne's World gave love to Bohemian Rhapsody, it gave the Queen classic another great big boost to a whole new generation of people who obviously loved the song. So for new music back 30 years ago, I think we can imagine a young Kelly Alexander whose style was inspired by the big baggy outfits of Criss Cross and Jump that propelled the young duo of Criss Cross and Kelly Alexander into superstardom there, Kel. Anybody that's watching this show on YouTube will see the influence of Criss Cross on Kelly's hat stylings.
That's pretty much it.
I
That's
remember
it.
my dad, like the first time I did that like this, because I still do this. Like I think I look cool. Who knows? But my dad's like, your head's on crooked. I'm like, okay.
You're like, word,
Yeah.
dude. Okay,
Yeah.
how about this? You know what? Here's another fun flashback because I think things were harmonious in the best possible ways with the ladies in En Vogue. Harmonious in music, and I'm pretty sure they were getting along at that time. They didn't need to reach out to Kathy or Susan to fill in the blanks. But My Love, Never Gonna Get It was blasting out of our speakers in 1992 around this time. We also got one of the Red Hot Chili Peppers' signature tunes 30 years ago, Under the Bridge. Basically a real story that, by contrast, I think shows how far the band came out of their own challenges to fit right in to their own success story. And fun fact, have you been watching American Idol? Have we talked about this?
No, I have not.
No.
Chad Smith, drummer from the Chili Peppers, his daughter was competing
Oh wow.
on American Idol.
Why would she need to?
Well, I think she wants to be her own artist.
I'm sure he could set her up with a few meetings.
I think you might be right, but this puts her in a national.
Maybe that's how
platform.
she got on the show. Maybe a few
Oh,
meetings
yeah,
helped her
maybe
on the show.
Adam, look at you. First you're talking about Bitcoin and now you're telling us how life is.
Wow, gosh, he is good.
He is insightful.
He knows German history.
Yeah.
The list is never ending. Adam's credits.
I don't think Ginger Bear is going to be able to handle this episode.
No.
I'm full of surprises.
Nice segue into a band called Right Said Fred. From And I'm Too Sexy, baby. And how about this to wrap up your 90s rewind? Our girl Cece Peniston and We Got a Love Thing was actually a pretty big thing for her 30 years ago.
Nice.
That's your 90s rewind.
Thank you.
We haven't given
you.
Cece a shout out recently, so let's just say we love the Cece Peniston.
Sup, CC?
But she did do the remember she sang you happy birthday?
Yes, I do remember that.
That was amazing.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go listen to that because my birthday's next week. So I'm gonna go listen to that now. Yay.
Let's do it.
Have fun.
Hey, thanks,
Happy
you
birthday in
guys.
advance, Sharon.
Oh, thank you guys. Appreciate. I appreciate.
Adam messed up my birthday episode, so we didn't get to
Blame the vid. Blame the vid.
Yeah.
Oh.
Gross.
All right,
Well,
that's enough.
Fun.
with the vid in mind, everybody continue to say safe. That's what
Please
happens.
stay safe as
when
long
you-
as you can.
If you could just say safe.
Yeah.
If I can impart any wisdom on you, it would be to say safe. Okay, you guys.
Stay safe.
Stay safe. Make smart choices. Be healthy. Don't be like, I'm going to open mouth kiss everybody. We're not ready for that. The world is not ready for that. Okay. Make smart choices like listening to us. And thank you for doing that. Thank you for passing it on and letting us know that you're doing that through social media. We appreciate that. Thank you for listening to 90s Now. Still happening.